YouTube, welcome back to another video, and today I wanted to go over the new endgame mode that we have, the Depth of Illusive Realm, which is located in this area. I haven't even locked the main tower yet. I just wanted to get to the endgame, bro. That's what I'm here for. That's what I'm here. That's why I'm playing this game. But Depth of Illusive Realm, let's talk about it. What is this game mode? This game mode is essentially the Elysium Realm from Honkai Impact 3, or similar to the Simulated Universe from Honkai Star Rail. Now, I did a few playthroughs of this earlier this morning, and I have to say I absolutely loved it. I genuinely enjoyed it. One thing about the Wuthering Waves is the combat really incentivizes you to swap in between characters and kind of not be one character on field. So the whole thought process of, okay, we're going to put you in a mode where you could really only play with one character, and you can do an intro skill with maybe supports if you get them, but that's it. Was a little concerning to me at first, even though I did play it in the beta. I didn't really pay attention. I kind of just played it and that was it. But now that I have a more understanding of the game, I was like, well, I don't know how well this is going to be. It works, and it works very well. So let's talk about this. You go into this angelic looking door. It looks like you're walking into heaven. Let's break down the menu first. On the left side, you have Thought Evolution, which is pretty much you go in here and you buy rank ups with the currency you get from completing it. So for example, you start off, it says cooldown reduction, echo skill reduction, cooldowns, additional dream fragments, similar to like the cosmic fragments in Star Rail. This is very, very familiar if you played Star Rail before. Nothing too crazy here. As you go up in the nodes, they cost more. The first costs 30, this costs 35, that costs 40, I assume so on and so forth. So nothing too crazy. Anomaly investigation, you get a bunch of asteroid. You get a bunch of asteroid from playing this. You complete all these things, and bam, they're like little challenges for you to do with Yang, with Chixia, you know what I mean? Just little incentives. There is a shop as well. So the shop, you can buy asterite, which I've already, you can buy, resonance potions, energy cores, credits. You can buy tuners, which is very useful. I'm actually going to buy 10 of these right now because I'm going to need those for sure. You can buy a shiny dedicated to this echo set. You're able to buy a lot. It's very, very incentivizing, and it resets every 34 days. Let's get into the actual gameplay itself. There so far are 5 levels: 40, 50, 60, 65, and 70. So on the right side of the screen are going to be the rewards. You see, you get asterite for a first clear, asterite here, and then you get a bunch of more elusive specimen which you use. Now, how does this work? They do give you a trial character in case you do not have certain characters built. So for example, I actually just got Gion. My Gion is only level 1. They give you a level 40, and the actual difficulty of this is 40. You can use Rover, Yang, Tauchi, I believe, Chixia. You can use characters. She's not in the game yet, not available. And then it shows you the unavailable characters. I don't know how this is going to work. My assumption, I could be wrong. My assumption is that after a certain amount of time, maybe after the next 34 days or after a half patch, they might swap some of these characters out and let you go in with these characters. Maybe. That's reaching. That's tinfoil hat stuff. You go in with your trial character. So we'll pick Gion for a moment. Go in. Once you get in, you're going to see this person in the middle of a train, and you're now picking which echo you're going with. Are you going with Crownless or Inferno Rider? I have not touched Inferno Rider yet. In this game mode, I've been sticking with Crownless because Crownless does an ungodly amount of damage. Dude is busted. The dude is absolutely insane. But it's deeper than just picking the echo that you want. So let's look at Crownless, for example. Every time you see these element next to them and you see there's numbers to it, right? So for example, with Crownless, once you get 3 of that specific buff, once you get 3 metaphors, that's what they're called, of this specific buff, it unlocks Shapeshift into Crownless. Once you get 10, unlocks Crownless Resonance skill. Once you get 18 of these, but also 5 pyro buffs, obtain extra crown power by defeating enemies. And so then you could also get 28 purple buffs and 10 reds. Unlocks Crownless Resonance Liberation. Strengthen the Shape Shift state. After you pick Crownless, you're then going to pick a few other buffs here. This is where you have to pay attention. So as we can see here, if we pick Yanwu as our first support or Donjin, Yanwu is going to give us 2 purple buffs. Donjin is going to give us 2 red buffs. If we see on the left side, you mainly want to start with purple because purple is what's going to get you to this as close as possible. So I pick this, that's going to be +2. If I pick the one all the way on the right, which you can see, it's just energy regen. It's only 1. I personally don't think it's worth it. So we go with Yanwu, or you could do a refresh. So now I have +2 there. And then the character upgrades, you pick what you want to buff. So you could buff the Resonance skill or the Resonance Liberation. I normally go with the Resonance Liberation because the Resonance Liberation is obviously insane for him. He pretty much gives his own CC. So then, boom. So now you have certain stages. You pick the doors. So, you fight, clear the stage. You are able to only do the intro/outro skill with your supports. And other than that, it is just strictly you and the echo that you pick. And that is it. And this is the gameplay loop. Once we clear this stage, you'll see in a moment everything else. Also, he literally just sucks everyone up himself. It's insane. Bam. Challenge completed. Now we pick a metaphor. Again, the important thing when you're playing this game mode is you want to make sure the metaphors that you're picking not only give you good stat boost or like the cards are good, but that they're aligning with your echo stats. So again, we have another situation where Resonance Liberation, damage increased moderately. If I pick that, it's going to get me to 4 and I get the first pass. Then over here, there is a red one. Crit rate greatly increased after successful dodges. Although this is very good, it's only giving me 1 red buff. And if we look back over here, I need 5 red buffs and 18 purple metaphors in order to get the full extent of this. So will the crit rate help? Yes. But is it going to help you in the long term of going through? Not necessarily. So you pick the one that matches well with not only your stats, but the echo. And there we go. So now we have the shape-shifting form, and then you can go to training, character enhancement, or proceed to combat. So let's see what the training is. And then over here, again, more combat, do the intro, bam, punch that homie right in the jaw. Kind of disrespectful, but it's whatever. Yup. Nice dodge, stinky. We're do another burst. And now obviously this is a lower level, so they're a lot easier to fight and to, defeat. So now you can select a buff, right? Arrow damage dealt is increased after casting Resonance skill, and the next attack is replaced with Lance of King Yolong if in QL mode. QL mode lasts longer. Resonance Liberation activates Wind Condensed Long Spear. Activated Wind Condensed Long Spear reduces the cooldown of the Resonance skill, and the Resonance skill summons Wind Condensed Long Spear to attack enemies. I would probably go with the second one. I stick with Resonance Liberation, just because that's my personal preference. And then bam, Memory of Unknown or Struggle. And so this is the gameplay loop. This is what it's going to be like when you're in this mode. And honestly, it's just a lot of fun. Like, it's very challenging. The first level and the first 2 levels are pretty easy. If we back out here, so it also tells you how many, rooms you have. So when you start off on a level 40, you're not going to hit like 18 buffs, 18 metaphors in that run, because it's only 7 levels. You might hit like 10 if you're lucky. But as you progressively increase the difficulty, then after that you'll get even more metaphors. So it is overall genuinely amazing. I really like this game mode, and there's so many crazy buffs. Like, for example, I was running earlier, I did 4 Geon's ultimates back to back, just completely going crazy. You get all types of crazy buffs, crazy skills, and it's just another option to play the game and have fun. It's not like a random mode that doesn't matter, and it's not rewarding. It gives you tons of asterite. It lets you buy rewards that you specifically want, and it's different. You have the Abyss, and then you have this, but then you also have that Echo mode. So I will be doing a video on the Abyss breakdown once I eventually get more time in there. I really haven't had that much time, and Echo boss fights are going to be insane. We'll be doing a bunch of videos on those as well, probably soloing with Donjon. Let me know what you think, how we feeling about this. This breaks everything else down, exploration, blah, blah, blah. I could see them expanding this eventually as time goes on and giving more levels. Again, very similar to Simulated Universe. So not only that it's going up to level 70, I could see it going past level 70, end and settle. Now, the other thing about this is the level difficulty spikes after 50. It spikes. You feel like you're doing, at first it feels very easy, but as you progress through the level 60 floor, you realize, oh wow, like I'm getting closer and closer to possibly not finishing these floors. And I got to the last floor, and I not only was I not able to finish it in the time, because the fights are timed, I then got bodied. I died at the very last second. So the difficulty genuinely does get harder. And you have to be very strategic. And listen, Crownless might do a lot of damage, but maybe you go with the Echo Rider instead, and then they could do coordinated attacks with you. And so the Echo Rider is maybe not as good as a Echo for damage, or as good as an Echo attacks, and it's kind of stinky, but it might help you do better in that side, especially with those buffs. So there's a lot to think about when you do this mode. It's not just forehead through. Genuinely have to think, and that's what I like, because I'm stupid. With that being said, let me know what you think. I love you. Mwah. I'll see you in the next one.